So I think my word, right? Thank you.
Okay.
It will be
Oh, okay. I will hear. Krishna, happy Gopurnima. Happy Gopurnima.
Yeah.
Happy holiday.
Yeah.
Look on.
No, like actually that thing is gone. Yeah. Not sure.
Good not 16.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 60. No, like I got it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I got it.
Area safe, very safe. But we
Right.
didn't take.
I have to do this.
You are being live, so don't talk.
Okay, but that's okay. Take the video. Okay. Hare Krishna.
You know, until where he read, I think until 50 or something.
No, I got it, but your keys are not working.
Turn off the video.
Video is off.
This is not. This usually does not show up. But how?
You know, to read after.
Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know. I'm also available here. Okay.
Just start mystery and you do.
Whatever you want, you can. You are the boss.
Text 60. My purpose in winding my hand with the cloth has now been fulfilled because I have personally seen your uncommon love, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Text 61. This seventh cloth is unfit for a Vaishnava to wear. There I have no use for it. I shall give it to a stranger. Purpose. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments on this incident as follows. Vaishnavas are all liberated persons, unattached to anything material. Therefore, a Vaishnava need not accept the dress of a Vaishnava to prove his exalted position. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order from a sannyasi for a Mayavadi school. Present-day Vaishnava sannyasi, however, never think that by accepting a dress of sannyas, order that they have become equal to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, a Vaishnava accepts the sannyas order to remain an eternal servant of his spiritual master. He accepts the sannyas order knowing that he is unequal to his spiritual master, who is a Paramahamsa, and he thinks that he is unfit to dress like a Paramahamsa. Therefore, a Vaishnava accepts sannyas out of humility, not out of pride. Sanatana Gosvāmī had adopted the dress of the Paramahamsa. Therefore, it was inappropriate for him to wear a saffron cloth on his head. However, a Vaishnava sannyasi does not think himself fit to imitate the dress of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava. According to the principles set down by Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Trunāt api sumi chena, one should always think himself in the lowest stage, not on the level of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava. Thus, a Vaishnava will sometimes accept the sannyas order just to fit himself below the level of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava. This is the instructions of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Text 62. When Jagadānanda Pandit finished the cooking, he offered the food to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he and Sanatana Gosvāmī sat down and ate the prasadam. Text 63. After eating the prasadam, they embraced each other and cried due to separation from Lord Chaitanya. Text 64. They passed 2 months in Vrindavan in this way. Finally, they could no longer tolerate the unhappiness of separation from Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 65. Jagannath Pandit therefore gave Sanatana Gosvāmī the message from the Lord. I am also coming to Vrindavan. Please arrange a place for me to stay. Text 66. When Sanatana Gosvāmī granted permission for Jagadānanda to return to Jagannath Puri, he gave Jagadānanda some gift for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 61. The gifts consisted of some sand from the side of a lila, a stone from Govardhan Hill, dry ripened fruits, and a garland from small conch shells. Text 68. Thus Jagadānanda Pandit, bearing all these gifts, started on his journey. Sanatana Gosvāmī, however, was very much agitated after bidding him farewell. Text 69. Soon afterward, Sanatana Gosvāmī selected a place where Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu could stay while in Vrindavan. It was a temple in highlands named Dwarasadhyatila. Text 70. Sanatana Gosvāmī kept the temple very clean, in a good repair. In front of it, he erected a small hut. Text 71. Meanwhile, traveling very quickly, Jagadānanda Pandit soon arrived in Jagannath-puri, much to the joy of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and his devotees. After offering prayers at the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagadānanda Pandit greeted everyone. Then the Lord embraced Jagadānanda very strongly. Text 73. Jagadānanda Pandit offered obeisance to the Lord on behalf of Sanatana Gosvāmī. Then he gave the Lord the dust from the side of the rasa dance along with the other gifts. Text 74. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept all the gifts except the peel fruits, which he distributed to the devotees. Because the fruits were from Vrindavan, everyone ate them with great happiness. Text 75. Those devotees who were familiar with peel fruits sucked on the seeds. But the Bengali devotees who did not know what they were chewed the seeds and swallowed them. Text 76. The hard chili-like taste burned the tongues of those who chewed the seeds. Thus the eating of peel fruits from Vrindavan became the pastimes of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 77. When Jagadānanda Pandit returned from Vrindavan, everyone was jubilant. Thus, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed his pastimes while residing at Jagannath-puri. Text 78. One day, when the Lord was going to the temple of Yameshwar, a female singer began to sing in the Jagannath temple. Text 79. The sang a Gujari tune in a very sweet voice, and because the subject was Jayadeva Gosvāmī's Gita Govinda, the song attracted the attention of the entire hall. Text 18. Hearing the song from a distance, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu immediately became ecstatic. He did not know whether it was a man or a woman singing. Text 81. As the Lord ran in ecstasy to meet the singer, thorny heads pricked his body. Text 82. Govinda ran very quickly behind the Lord, who did not feel any pain from the receipt of the thorn. Text 83. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was running very rapidly, and the crowd was only a short distance away. Just then, Govinda caught the Lord in his arms and cried, "It is a woman singing." Text 84. As soon as he heard the word woman, the Lord became externally conscious and turned pale. Text 85. My dear Govinda, he said, you have saved my life. If I had touched the body of a woman, I would certainly have died. Text 86. I shall never be able to repay my debt to you. Govinda replied, Lord Jagannath has saved you. I am insignificant. Text 87. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Text 87. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu replied, My dear Govinda, you should stay with me always. There is danger everywhere and anywhere. Therefore, you should protect me very carefully. Text 88. After saying this, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu returned home. When Swarupa Damodar Gosvāmī and his other attendants heard about the incident, they became very much afraid. Text 89. During this time, Raghunātha Bhattacharya, the son of Tapani Mishra, gave up all his duties and left home intending to meet Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 19. Accompanied by a servant carrying his baggage, Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa started from Varanasi and traveled along the path leading to Bengal. Text 91. In Bengal, he met Ramadas Biswas, who belonged to the Kayastha caste. He was one of the king's secretarians. Purport. The words Biswas, Kannada, Kayastha indicates a secretary or clerk belonged to the Kayastha caste. Kayasthas were usually secretaries to the kings, governors, or other important persons. It is said that anyone working in the government secretariat at this time was a Kayastha. Text 92. Ramadas Biswas was very learned in all the Vedic scriptures. He was a teacher of the famous book Kavya Prakas and was known as an advanced devotee and worshipper of Raghunātha, Lord Ramachandra. Purport. Commenting on the word Parama Vaishnava, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that anyone who desires to merge into the existence of the Lord cannot be a pure Vaishnava. But because Ramadas Biswas was a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra, he was almost a Vaishnava. In those days, no one could distinguish between a pure Vaishnava and a pseudo Vaishnava. Therefore, Ramadas Biswas was known as a Vaishnava because he worshipped Lord Ramachandra. Text 93. Ramadas had removed everything and was going to see Lord Jagadānanda. While traveling, he chanted the holy name of Lord Rama 24 hours a day. Text 94. When he met Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa on the way, he took Raghunāth's baggage on his head and carried it. Text 95. Ramadas served Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa in various ways, even massaging his legs. Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa felt some hesitation in accepting all his service. Text 96. You are a respectable gentleman, a learned scholar, and a great devotee. Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa said, please do not try to serve me, just come with me in a happy mood. Text 97. Ramadas replied, I am a Shudra, a fallen soul. To serve a Brahmana is my duty and a religious principle. Text 98. Therefore, please do not be hesitate. I am your servant, and I serve you. My heart becomes brilliant. Text 99. The Ramadas carried the baggage of Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa and served in it sincerely. He constantly chanted the holy name of Lord Ramachandra day and night. Text 100. Traveling in this way, Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa soon arrived at Jagadānanda. There he met Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu with great delight and fell at his lotus feet. Text 101. Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa fell straight as a rod at the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Then the Lord embraced him, knowing well who he was. Text 102. Raghunath offered respected obeisances to Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu on behalf of Tapana Mishra and Chandra Sekara, and the Lord also inquired about him. Text 103. It is very good that you have come here, the Lord said. Now go see the lotus-eyed Lord Jagannath. Today you will accept prasad here at my place. Text 104. The Lord asked Govinda to arrange for Raghunath Bhatta's accommodation and then introduced him to all the devotees headed by Swarupa Damodar Gosvāmī. Text 105. Thus Raghunath Bhatta lived with Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu continuously for 8 months. And by the Lord's mercy, he felt increased transcendental happiness every day. Text 106. He would periodically cook rice with various vegetables and invite Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu to his home. Text 107. Raghunath Bhatta was an expert cook. Whatever he prepared tasted just like nectar. Text 108. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu would accept with great satisfaction all the food he prepared. After the Lord was satisfied, Raghunath Bhatta would eat his remnants. Text 109. When Ramadas Viswas met Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord did not show him any special mercy, although this was their first meeting. Text 110. Within his heart, Ramadas Viswas was an impersonalist who desired to merge into the existence of the Lord, and he was very proud of his learning. Since Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is the omniscient Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can understand the heart of everyone, and thus he knew all these things. Text 111. Ramadas Viswas then took up a residence in Jagannath Puri and taught the Kavya Prakas to the Pattanaya family, the descendant of Bhavananda Rai. Text 112. After 8 months, when Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa, the Lord flatly forbade him to marry. Do not marry, the Lord said. Purport. Raghunath Bhattacharya had become a greatly advanced devotee while still unmarried. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu could see this, and therefore he advised him not to begin the process of material sense gratification. Marriage is a concession for people who are unable to control their senses. Raghunath, however, being an advanced devotee to Sri Krishna, naturally had no desire for sense gratification. Therefore, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu advised him not to enter the bondage of marriage. Generally, a person cannot make much advancement in spiritual consciousness if he is married. He becomes attached to his family and is prone to sense gratification. Thus, his spiritual advancement is very slow and almost nil. Text 113. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said to Raghunath Bhatta, when you return home, serve your aged father and mother, who are devotees, and try to study Srimad Bhagavatam from a pure Vaishnava who has realized God. Purport. One should note how Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the personality of God, Supreme Personality of Godhead, advised Raghunath Bhattacharya to learn Srimad Bhagavatam. He advised him to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, not from the professional man, but from a real Bhagavata, a devotee. He also advised Raghunath Bhatta to serve his mother and father because they were both Lord Chaitanya's devotees. Anyone who wishes to advance in Krishna consciousness must try to serve the devotee of Krishna. As Narottam Das Thakur says, Shadiya Vaishnava Seva Nishtara Peya Chekeba. Without serving a self-realized Vaishnava, no one has ever been pleased from a materialistic way of life. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu would have never advised Raghunātha Bhaṭṭa to serve ordinary parents. But since his parents were Vaishnavas, the Lord advised him to serve them. One might ask, why shouldn't ordinary parents be served? As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18, Guru nasya syat jano na sasyat Tita na sasyat janana sasyat Devam na tatsya na patisasa chasasyat namochyate munamochayedavyaha samupetamartayam. One who cannot deliver his dependent from the path of birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a relative, a father or mother, or a worshipable demigod, nor should such a person become a husband. Everyone naturally gets a father and a mother at the time of birth. But a real father and a mother are those who can release their offspring from the clutches of imminent death. This is the possible only for a parents advanced in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, any parents who cannot enlighten their offspring in Krishna consciousness cannot be accepted as a real father and mother. The following verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2 to 200 confirms the unlessness of serving ordinary parent. Laukiki Vaidiki Vapi Ya Kriya Kriyate Mune Hari Seva Anubu Hari Seva Anukuleva Sakarya Bhaktim Ichata. One should perform only those activities, either orally or prescribed by Vedic rules and regulations, which are favorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Concerning the study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu clearly advised that one avoid hearing from a non-Vaishnava professional reciter. In this connection, Sanatana Gosvāmī quotes a verse from Padma Purana. Avaishnava mukodgirinam uttam hari caritāmṛtam Sravanam naiva kartavyam sarvochistam yathapayah. No one should hear or take lessons from a person who is not a Vaishnava, even if he speaks about Krishna. Such a lesson should not be accepted, for it is like milk touched by the lips of a serpent. Nowadays, it is fashionable to observe the Bhagavata Saptaha and hear Srimad Bhagavatam from persons who are anything but advanced devotees or self-realized souls. There are even many Mayavadis who read Srimad Bhagavatam to throng of people. Many Mayavadis have recently begun reciting Srimad Bhagavatam in Vrindavan. And because they can present the Bhagavatam with word jugglery, twisting, and meaning by grammatical tricks, materialistic persons who go to Vrindavan as a method of spiritual fashion like to hear them. All this is clearly forbidden by Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. We should note carefully that since these Mayavadis cannot personally know the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam, they can never deliver others by reciting it. On the other hand, the advanced devotee of the Lord is free from material bondage. He personifies Srimad Bhagavatam in life and action. Therefore, we advise that anyone who wants to learn Srimad Bhagavatam must approach such a realized soul.
आपका purpose जब खत्म हो जाएगा हो गया हाँ next month मैं यहाँ बैठा Chaitanya Charitāmṛta, Anthya lila, chapter 13. Text 114. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu concluded, "Come again to Nilachalam, Jagadānanda." After saying this, the Lord put his own neck beads on Raghunātha's neck. Then the Lord embraced him and bade him farewell. Overwhelmed with ecstatic love, Raghunātha began to cry due to imminent separation from Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. After taking permission from Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and all the devotees headed by Swarup Damodar, Raghunātha returned to Varanasi. In accordance to the instructions of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, he continued rendered service to his mother and father for 4 years. He also regularly studied Srimad Bhagavatam from a self-realized Vaishnava. Then his parents died at Kashi, Varanasi, and he became detached. He therefore returned to Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, giving up all relationships with his home. As previously, Raghunātha remained continuously with Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu for 8 months. Then the Lord gave him the following orders. My dear Raghunātha, on my order, go to Vrindavan and live there under the care of Rupa and Sanatana Gosvāmis. In Vrindavan, you should chant the Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours a day and read Srimad Bhagavatam continuously. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will very soon bestow his mercy upon you. After saying this, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu embraced Raghunātha, and by the Lord's mercy, Raghunātha was enlivened with ecstatic love for Krishna. At a festival, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu had given some unspiced betel and a garland of tulsi leaves, 14 cubits long. The garland had been worn by Lord Shiva. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu gave the garland and betel to Raghunātha, who accepted them as a worshipable deity and preserved them very carefully. Taking permission from Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, Raghunātha then departed for Vrindavan. When he arrived there, he put himself under the care of Rupa and Sanatana Gosvāmis. When reciting Srimad Bhagavatam in the company of Rupa and Sanatana, Raghunātha would be overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. By the mercy of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, he experienced the symptoms of ecstatic love, tears, trembling, and faltering of the voice. His eye filled with tears and his throat became choked, and he could not recite Srimad Bhagavatam. His voice was as sweet as the cuckoo's, and he would recite each verse of Srimad Bhagavatam in 3 or 4 tunes. Thus his recitation was very sweet to hear. When he recited or heard about the beauty and sweetness of Krishna, he would be overwhelmed with ecstatic love and become oblivious to everything. Thus Raghunātha surrendered fully at the lotus feet of Lord Govinda, and those lotus feet became his life and soul. Subsequently, Raghunātha ordered his disciples to construct a temple for Govinda. He prepared various ornaments for Govinda, including a flute, sharp-shaped earrings. Raghunātha would neither hear nor speak about anything of the material world. He would simply discuss Krishna and worship Krishna. day and night. He would not listen to blasphemy of a Vaishnava and would not talk. He would listen to talk of a Vaishnava's misbehavior. He knew only that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service. He did not understand anything else. Purport. Raghunath Bhatta never did anything harmful to a Vaishnava. In other words, he was never inattentive in the service of the Lord, nor did he ever violate the rules and regulations of a pure Vaishnava. It is the duty of a Vaishnava Acharya to prevent his disciples and followers from violating the principles of Vaishnava behavior. He should always advise them to strictly follow the regulative principles, which will protect them from falling down. Although a Vaishnava preacher may sometimes criticize others, Raghunath Bhatta avoided this. Even if another Vaishnava was actually at fault, Raghunath Bhatta would not criticize him. He saw only that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service. This is the position of a Mahāprabhu. Actually, even if one is serving Maya, in a higher sense, he is also a servant of Krishna. Because Maya is the servant of Krishna, anyone serving Maya sees Krishna indirectly. Therefore, it is said, Kehe mana, kaha mana, kehe mana, sabarat dharma das, e mana tare hoy, se papa nash. Some accept him, whereas others do not. Yet everyone is his servant. One who does not accept him, however, will be ruined by his sinful activities. Chaitanya Caritāmṛta, Adi Lila 6.85. When Raghunātha Gosvāmī was absorbed in remembrance of Lord Krishna, he would take the tulsi garland and the prasad of Lord Jagannath given to him by Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, bind them together and wear them on his neck. Thus, I have described the powerful mercy of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, by which Raghunātha Gosvāmī constantly remained overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. In this chapter, I have spoken about 3 topics. Jagadānanda Pandit's visit to Vrindavan. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is listening to the song of the Devadasi at the temple of Jagadānanda, and how Raghunātha Gosvāmī achieved ecstatic love by the mercy of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu Gaura Hari bestows ecstatic love for Krishna upon anyone who hears all these topics with faith and love. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Śrī Caitanya Caritāmṛta following in their footsteps. Purport. Listen the Bhaktivedanta purports to Śrī Caitanya Caritāmṛta, Anthya Lila, 13th chapter, describing Jagadānanda Pandit's visit to Vrindavan, the Lord's hearing the song of the Devadasis, and Raghunātha Gosvāmī's achieving love of Krishna. Chapter 14. Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings of separation from Krishna. Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the following summary of the 14th chapter. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings of separation from Krishna resulted in highly elevated transcendental madness. When he was standing near the Garudastamba and praying to Lord Jagannath, a woman from Orissa put her foot on the Lord's shoulder in great eagerness to see Lord Jagannath. Govinda chastised her for this, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised her eagerness. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the temple of Lord Jagannath, he was absorbed in ecstatic love and saw only Krishna. As soon as he perceived this woman, however, his external consciousness immediately returned, and he saw Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also saw Krishna in a dream, and he was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. When he could no longer see Krishna, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu compared himself to a yogi and described how the yogi was seeing Vrindavan. Sometimes all the transcendental ecstatic symptoms were manifest in him. One night, Govinda and Swarup Damodar noticed that although the 3 doors to the Lord's rooms were closed and locked, the Lord was not present inside. Seeing this, Swarup Damodar and other devotees went outside and saw the Lord lying unconscious by the cave known as Simhatwara. His body had become unusually long, and the joints of his body were loose. The devotees gradually brought Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu back to his senses by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and then they took him back to his residence. Once Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu mistook a sand dune known as Chataka Parvat for Govardhan Hill. As he ran towards it, he became stunned, and then eight ecstatic transformations appeared in his body due to great love for Krishna. At that time, all the devotees chanted Hare Krishna mantra to pacify him. Text 1. I shall now describe a very small portion of the activities performed by Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu with his mind, intelligence, and body when he was bewildered by strong feelings of separation from Krishna. All glories to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the life and soul of his devotees. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's very life, and all glories to Anthya Acharya, who is extremely dear to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Swarup Damodar and all other devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. Please give me the strength to describe the character of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's emotions of transcendental madness and separation from Krishna is very deep and mysterious. Even though one is very advanced and learned, he cannot understand it. How can one describe unfathomable subject matters? It is possible only if Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu gives him the capability. Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī and Raghunātha Gosvāmī recorded all these transcendental activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu in their notebooks. Purport. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental feelings of separation from Krishna and his consequent madness are not at all understandable by a person on the material platform. Nonetheless, a so-called party of devotees named Navya has sprung up and introduced the worship of Vishnu Priya. This certainly indicates their ignorance concerning Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. In the opinion of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, such worship is a product of imagination. Many others methods of worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have also been introduced, but they have all been rejected by stalwart devotees like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The groups practicing such unauthorized worship have been listed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Aula Baula, Partha Bhaje Neda, Tara Vesha Shami, Sahajya Sakhi Beki, Smartha Jata Gosani. Ativadi Chudadhara, Gauramukar Nakari, Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī and Raghunātha Gosvāmī witnessed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities firsthand and recorded them in 2 notebooks. Therefore, without reference to these notebooks, one cannot understand the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone inventing some new method of worship for worshipping Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is certainly unable to understand the Lord's pastimes, for he is bereft of the real progress of approaching the Lord.
Text 8. In those days, Swarup Damodar and Raghunātha Gosvāmī lived with Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, whereas all the commentators lived far away from him. Purport. Besides Swarup Damodar and Raghunātha's Gosvāmī, there were many others who also recorded Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur believes that the people of the world would benefit greatly if such notes are available. It is most unfortunate situation for human society that none of those notebooks is still extant. Text 9. These two great personalities, Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, recorded the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu moment by moment. They described these activities briefly as well as elaborately in their notebooks. Purport. For future reference, we should remember that Swarup Damodar Goswami recorded the pastimes briefly, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami recorded them elaborately. These two great personalities simply recorded the facts. They did not create any descriptive literary embellishments. Text 10. Swarup Damodar wrote short notes, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami wrote elaborate descriptions. I shall now describe Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's activities more elaborately, as if fluffing out compressed cotton. Purport. Paṇḍita means further explanations of a subject. Writing such explanation is likened to the process of fluffing out cotton. Text 11. Please hear faithfully this description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic emotions. Thus you will come to know of his ecstatic love, and ultimately you will achieve love of Godhead. Text 12. When Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu felt separation from Krishna, his condition exactly corresponded to that of gopis in Vrindavan after Krishna's departure for Mathura. Text 13. The lamentation of Srimati Radharani when Uddhav visited Vrindavan gradually became a feature of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental madness. Text 14. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's emotion exactly corresponded to those of Srimati Radharani when she met Uddhava. The Lord always conceived of himself in her position and sometimes thought that he was Srimati Radharani herself. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains that the purport of the word Abhiman or self-conception is that Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu thought himself to be in the position of Srimati Radharani and was always ready to render Krishna service in that way. Although Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, he assumed the complexion and emotions of Srimati Radharani and remained in that status. He never assumed the complexion or status of Lord Krishna. Of course, Krishna wanted to experience the role of Srimati Radharani. That is the original cause of his assuming the body of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, pure Vaishnavas never disturb Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's conception of being Srimati Radharani. Unfortunately, at the present time, a group of so-called devotees maintain that Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is enjoyer and that they are enjoyers as well. They have actually deviated from devotional service to the Lord. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu manifested himself to show that cultivation of love for Krishna in separation is the easiest way of success for all living entities. Despite this fact, there are some Theosophists who declare that because Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such cultivation is easy for him, but difficult for the living entity, and that one can therefore approach Krishna in any way he likes. To nullify this idea, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated practically how one can achieve love of Krishna by adopting Srimati Radharani's mood in separation from Krishna. Text 15. Such is the state of transcendental madness. Why is it difficult to understand? When one is highly elevated in love of Krishna, he becomes transcendently mad and talks like a madman. Text 16. When the ecstatic emotion of enchantment gradually progresses, it becomes similar to bewilderment. Then one reaches the stage of astonishment. Vaichitri, which awakens transcendental madness. Udghurna and Chitrajalpa are two among the many divisions of transcendental madness. Purport. This is the quotation from Ujjvala Nilamani, Sthai Bhava Prakarana 174. Text 17. One day, while he was resting, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu dreamed he saw Krishna performing his Ras dance. Text 18. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu saw Lord Krishna standing with his beautiful body curved in three places, holding his flute to his lips, wearing yellow garments and garlands of forest flowers. He was enchanting even to Cupid. Text 19. The gopis were dancing in a circle, and in the middle of that circle, Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, danced with Radharani. Text 20. Seeing this, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with the transcendental mellow of rasa dance, and he thought, now I am with Krishna in Vrindavan. Text 21. When Govinda saw that the Lord had not yet risen, he awakened him. Understanding that he had only been dreaming, the Lord was somewhat unhappy. Text 22. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu performed his customary daily duties, and at the usual time, he went to see Lord Jagannath in the temple. Text 23. As he viewed Lord Jagannath from behind the Garuda column, hundreds and thousands of people in front of him were seeing the deity. Text 24. Suddenly, a woman from Orissa, unable to see Lord Jagannath because of the crowd, climbed the column of Garuda, placing her foot on Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's shoulder. Text 25. When he saw this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal servant Govinda hastily got her down from her position. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, however, chastised him for this. Purport. Because Garuda is the carrier of Lord Vishnu, he is a supreme Vaishnava. Therefore, to touch his body with one's feet or to climb the column of Garuda is certainly a Vaishnava aparadh, an offense to a Vaishnava. A woman was also offensive to Krishna by putting her foot on the shoulder of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Seeing all these offenses, Govinda very hastily made her get down. Text 26. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said to Govinda, O Adivasya, uncivilized man, do not forbid this woman to climb the Garuda Stamba. Let her see Lord Jagannath to her satisfaction. Purport. For further explanation of the word Adivasya, refer to Anthya Lila, chapter 10, verse 116. Text 27. When the woman came to her senses, however, she quickly climbed back down to the ground and seeing Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately begged at his lotus feet for forgiveness. Text 28. Seeing the woman's eagerness, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, Lord Jagannath has not bestowed so much eagerness upon me. Purport. The woman was so eager to see Lord Jagannath that she forgot she was offending the feet of a Vaishnava by climbing the column of Garuda. She also neglected to consider that by putting her foot on the shoulder of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, she offended the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These are both grievous offenses that displease the Supreme Lord and Vaishnavas. She was so eager to see Lord Jagannath, however, that she committed all these offenses obliviously. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu praised her eagerness. He regretted that Lord Jagannath had not bestowed such great eagerness upon him. Text 29. She has fully absorbed her body, mind and life in Lord Jagannath. Therefore, she was unaware that she was putting her foot on my shoulder. Text 30. Alas, how fortunate this woman is. I pray at her feet that she favor me with her great eagerness to see Lord Jagannath. Text 31. Just previously, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu had seen Lord Jagannath as Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda in person. Text 32. Becoming fully absorbed in that vision, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu had assumed the mood of the gopis, so much so that everywhere he looked, he saw Krishna standing with his flute to his lips. Text 33. After seeing the woman, the Lord's external consciousness returned, and he saw the original deity forms of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and Lord Balram. Text 34. When he saw the deities, Lord Chaitanya thought that he was seeing Krishna in Kurukshetra. He wondered, have I come to Kurukshetra? Where is Vrindavan? Text 35. Lord Chaitanya grew so much agitated, like a person who has lost a recently acquired jewel. Then he became very morose and returned home. Text 36. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu sat down on the ground and began to mark it with his fingernails. He was blinded by tears which flowed from his eyes like the Ganges. Text 37. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, I found Krishna, the Lord of Vrindavan, but I have lost him again. Who has taken my Krishna? Where have I come? Purport. These are the feelings of Srimati Radharani. First, Lord Chaitanya felt that he had been taken to Vrindavan, where he saw Krishna's rasa dance with the gopis. Then he was brought to Kurukshetra to see Lord Jagannath, his sister Subhadra, and Lord Balram. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu lost Vrindavan and Krishna, the master of Vrindavan. At this time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced Divyonmada, transcendental madness in separation from Krishna. At Kurukshetra, Krishna displays his opulences, whereas in Vrindavan, he is in his original position. Krishna never goes even a step away from Vrindavan. Therefore, Kurukshetra is less important for the gopis than Vrindavan. Although devotees who worship Krishna in opulence, his Vaikuntha aspect, may prefer to see Lord Krishna at Kurukshetra along with Subhadra and Balram. The gopis want to see Krishna in Vrindavan, performing the rasa dance with Srimati Radharani. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu showed by practical example how one can cultivate the mood of Radharani and the other gopis in separation from Krishna. Devotees absorbed in this mood do not like to see Krishna anywhere else but Vrindavan. Therefore, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu lamented, I found Krishna in Vrindavan, and now I have again lost him and come to Kurukshetra. Unless one is a very highly advanced devotee, he cannot understand these intricate feelings. The author of Śrī Caitanya caritāmṛta, however, has tried to explain this Divyonmada as far as possible, and it is our duty simply to appreciate it as far as possible. Therefore, the author has made the following request in verse 11. Tate Vishwasakari Suna Bhavera Varnana Haibe Bhavera Jnana Paiba Premadhana. My dear readers, simply try to hear this description with faith and love. That will help you understand transcendental ecstasy, and at last you will achieve love of Godhead very easily. Text 38. When Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu dreamed of the rasa dance, he was fully absorbed in transcendental bliss. But when his dream broke, he thought he had lost a precious jewel. Text 39. Thus, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu would chant and dance, always absorbed in the bliss of transcendental madness. He carried out the necessities of the body, such as eating and bathing, merely out of habit. Text 40. At night, Lord Chaitanya would reveal to Sarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai the ecstatic feelings of his mind. Text 41. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, at first, my mind somehow achieved the treasure of Krishna, but it again lost him. Therefore, it gave up my body and home because of lamentation and accepted the religious principles of Kapalika Yogi. Then my mind went to Vrindavan with its disciples, my senses. Purport. This verse is clearly metaphorical. Text 42. Having lost his acquired gem, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu became overwhelmed with lamentation by remembering its attributes. Then, grasping the necks of Ramananda Rai and Sarup Damodar Gosvāmī, he cried, "Alas, where is my Lord Hari? Where is Hari?" Finally, he became restless and lost all his patience. My text 43. My dear friends, he said, please hear of Krishna's sweetness. Because of great desire for that sweetness, my mind has given up all social and Vedic religious principles and taken to the profession of begging, exactly like a mystic yogi. Text 44. The ring of Krishna's Rasa Lila, manufactured by Shukadeva Goswami, the most auspicious craftsman, is as pure as earring made from a conch shell. The yogi of my mind is wearing that earring upon his ear. From a god, he has carved out the bowl of my aspirations, and he has taken the bag of my expectations on his shoulder. Text 45. The yogi of my mind wears the torn quilt of anxiety on his dirty body, which is covered with dust and ashes. His only words are, "Alas, Krishna." He wears 12 bangles of distress on his wrist and a turban of greed on his head. Because he has not eaten anything, he is very thin. Text 46. The great yogi of my mind always studies the poetry and discussions of Lord Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. In Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, great saintly yogis like Vyasadeva and Shukadeva Goswami have described Lord Krishna as a super soul beyond all material contaminations. Text 47 onwards.
Text 47. Mr. Yogi Ramani has taken the day Mahāprabhu and made the sorrows of my penitence. Thus the mind is gone to develop and leaving aside the whole of my body for the great pleasure of material enjoyment. For the Lord. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu compares his mind to one of the mystic yogis made his thoughts. He made actions 10 songs. Text 48. And then Raghunātha, he goes from door to door like he longs, he longs to find it. He begs from both and the inner inhabitants, the citizens, the trees, and the living earth. In this way, he gives offerings and names. Text 49. The gopis of Raghunātha always taste nectar of trees, attributes, his beauty, his sweetness, his aroma, the sound of his flute, and the touch of his body. My mind's side-by-side with the senses of perception, gather the remnants of nectar from the gopis and bring them to the yogi of my mind. The senses maintain their lives by eating experiments. Text 15. There is a solitary garden where Krishna performs his pastimes, and in one corner of I believe in that garden, the yogi of my mind, along with his disciples, practices mystic yoga. Wanting to see Krishna directly, this yogi remains awake throughout the night meditating on Krishna. Who is the super soul contaminated by the Holy Ghost of nature? Text 51. When my mind lost the association of Krishna and could no longer see him, he became depressed and took up mystic yoga. In the void of separation from Krishna, he experienced transcendental transformations. Agitated by these perturbations, my mind was leaving my body in a space of presence empty. Thus I am completely entranced. Purport. In this verse, the outward activity of the Kapalika mendicants have been described on their actual life.
The Kapalika mannequins are tantric materialists who carry skull in their hands. They are not rationalists and have nothing to do with spiritual awakening. Therefore, they are uncomfortable. Only an outward comparison has been made between the mind and their activities, but their behavior should not be imitated. Text 52. When the gopis saw the liberation of Krishna, they experienced 10 kinds of bodily transformations. These states disappear in the body of Sri Krishna, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Text 53. The 10 bodily transformations resulting from separation from Krishna, anxiety, wakefulness, mental agitation, fitness, uncleanness, talking like a madman, disease, madness, pollution, and death. Report. This word is part of the description of Srimati Radharani, different traits from Ujjvala Nilamani by Sri Gosvāmī. In this book, he elaborately explains the 10 symptoms of faults. Yada yato voti hridaya madana danda sadana Mukundo Gandhinyas Tanayam Anurandan Madhu Puri Padamana Mamdik Shilpa Sariti Gana Gurna Hari Chaya Agadayam Badhamaya Ayasi Radha Viramani. At a first request, Krishna and Raghunātha left the house of Mahāprabhu. At that time, the mind of Srimati Radharani was disrupted and she became almost mad because of extreme separation from Krishna. She experienced great mental pain and agitation, which caused her to drown in mental speculation and reverent anxiety. She thought, now I'm going to die, and when I die, Krishna will surely come back to see me again. When he hears of my death, the people who love him certainly be very unhappy. Therefore, I shall not die. This is the explanation of the Lord Shiva. Jagara Vedas, as stated in Pastimes, Ya Pasyanti Kriya Swamne, Tanyasta Sakhi Yosika, Asmakam Gade Krishna, Gandhi Vaidin. Thinking herself very unfortunate, Srimati Radharani addressed to a very dear friend, Vishaka, my dear friend. If I could see Krishna in my dreams, I would certainly be glorified for my refuge. What can I do? Seek also place mystery within me. Indeed, it has become my enemy. Therefore, I have not slept since the departure of Rishi. Vega mental agitation. This word is explained in the Transcendental as follows. Mano meha kasar jwalati kim aham anta karava na param na varam sukhi kalamaye asaya jalade iyam bande mutna sapati tam kapaya Param She Yasma Priti Kani Kayaki Sanamukaya. Srimati Radharani addressed Florida, my dear, beautiful, graceful. I cannot express how my heart is burdened. It is great, unbelievable, ocean of anxiety. Still, I wish to offer my obeisance at your mercy. What shall I do? Please consider my condition and advise me how I can become very peaceful. This is my desire. The non-mindfulness is described as follows. Udancha Boliva Vikriti Antaha Kulasika Sadaha Radhava Lakita Kucha Koka Yadusade. Christus Therapy Radha Tava Radha Tava Anude Dina Nitage Kuleva Krashiva Parim Kakam prathayati. But Uddhava returned to Indra after visiting Vrindavan, and more from him about Raghunātha and the shop. Uddhava replied as follows: consider the condition of the gopis. Srimati Radharani, especially, is in a very painful condition because of separation from him. She is both skinny and her body lusters is gone. Her heart is reduced in pain, and because she has given up eating, her breast has become black as a disease. Because of separation from you, all the gopis, especially Radharani, appeared like dried up waterfalls in the scorched heat of his back. Malina Gita, uncleanness is described as follows: Hima Sara, Vishira Goga, Roja, Tulyana Shri, Kara Mut Aparanchya, Jivo Amosti, Aga Saran, Argotha, Divaraski. Tava Vigraha, Vipanti, Malavisar, Vishal. Uddhava said to Krishna, O most auspicious Krishna, please hear me. The tribulation caused by your absence is made to jump like her lips tremble like trees in a strong wind, beautiful face like the lowest fire that is withered under the snow, and her eyes like lotus petals scorched by the heat of the autumn sun. The love of that talking is explained in the Mahāprabhu as follows: Chandra, Sikhi Chandra, Kwa Mandra, Murli Nav, Murli Raha, Kwa Surendra Lila, Kwa Rasa Rasa, Haddavi, Kwa Sakhi Jiva, Rakso Sadir, Nidir Mama, Sulathama, Kwa Hava, Hanta Han, Nigri. This is Srimati Radharani's lamentation for her beloved Krishna, who was away from home. A woman whose husband is left home and gone to walk her land is called Kushika and taken for Krishna in the same way that such a woman laments for her husband. Srimati Radharani said, my dear friend, where is the glory of the family of Raghunātha? Where is the half-moon ornament on his head? Where is Krishna, whose view is like that of Indranava jewel, and he plays so nicely on his flute? Where is your friend, the best of all men, so expertly dancing in a circle of the Pastimes? Where is he, who is the great medicine to save you from dying of Parkinson's? I must condemn it. Providence for me was impossible. So many tribulations by separating me from Vyadhi disease is also described in loving Mahāprabhu. Sitapi Pato, Makadalki, Darala, Ramat, Api, Subhana, Avodir, Api, Tusa, Alama, Hidam, Magna, Sugan, Api, Tivraha, Prodha, Vishuddhi, Nadi, Chayoti, Pyo, Uchair, Lana, Narvanya, Adhyaga, Nati, Gokula, Patme, Vislesa, Janma, Jwala. Being greatly afflicted by the pain of separation from Krishna. Srimati Radharani, my dear Lalita, kindly hear me. I cannot bear to suffer the fever of separation, nor can I explain it to you. It is something like gold melting in a good boss. Fever produces more distress than the voice of love, and it is more piercing than another word. I suffer exactly like someone almost dead from cholera. To be giving me so much pain, this fever must be very strong in me. Bhavana Madness is explained as follows. Ragaji Bhavana, Varve, Nirni Vikam, Hasani. Pratayati Tavaru Chitane Chittana Su Lutati Lula Lutati Cha Mubira Kambi Kambi Ra Visana Viraha Keto Kari Vipranta Chita. Uddhava said to Krishna, "My dear Krishna, all the gopis are so content by your absence that they have become almost mad. Full run and full Srimati Radharani less necessary and like a matter, inquires about you, and their destination, even from the stones. She rolls on the ground, unable to bear the agony of her absence." Mohan explains as follows. Nirundi Anya things Harati Guru Chita Paribhava Vilampate Udmadanam Staya Staka Vyati Valal Vaspa Lahara Idani Kamasar Subalaya Krishna Kelam Vedate Sachi Viraha Murcha Viraha Lalita wrote Krishna following the ladder of Lord Srimati Radharani Kahan. My dear Krishna, Srimati Radharani is fallen unconscious on the ground. Her mind greatly agitated by the profound separation from you. O enemy of Kamsa, you have now become the first class politician, and therefore you can supposedly give relief to everyone. Therefore, please consider the plight of Srimati Radharani, or very soon you will hear her death. Maybe at that time you will be relevant, although now you are doomed to be living. Mrityu death is explained in the Hamsa Dutta. E rasa tridam rasika mama sakyanam nava nama pura vadaha yena pranaya navahi hamta kamana sache mukta peka peksas twama asi pek imam tula sakalam yad etasya nasa nihitam idam adayapi chalati. In the following letter, Lalita chastised Krishna for staying in Mathura simply by dancing the circle of the Rasayanas, who attracted Srimati Radharani to be love. Why are you now so indifferent to my dear friend Radharani? She is lying nearly unconscious, thinking of your pastimes. I shall determine whether she is alive by putting the bottle skull under her nostrils, and if she is still living, I shall chastise.
Text 44. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was overwhelmed night and day by these 10 ecstatic conditions. Whenever such symptoms arose, his mind became unsteady. Text 55, translation. After speaking in this way, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu fell silent. Then Raghunātha Rai began to recite various verses. Text 56, translation. Raghunātha Rai recited verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, and Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī sang of Krishna's pastimes. In this way, they brought Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu to external consciousness. Text 57, translation. After half the night had passed in this way, Raghunātha Rai and Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī made Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu lie down on his bed in the inner room. Text 58, translation. Then Raghunātha Rai returned home, and Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī and Govinda lay down in front of the door to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's room. Text 59, translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu remained awake throughout the entire night, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra very loudly. Text 60, translation. After some time, Swarup Damodar could no longer hear Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu chanting. When he entered the room, he found the 3 doors locked, but Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was gone. Text 61, translation.
All the devotees were very anxious when they saw that the Lord was not in his room. They wandered about searching for him with a warning lamp. Take 62 translation. After searching for some time, they came upon Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, lying in a corner by the northern side of Simhadwara gate. Take 63 translation. At first, they were overjoyed to see him, but when they saw his condition, all the devotees headed by Raghunātha Gosvāmī were very anxious. Take 64 translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was lying unconscious and his body had become elongated to 5 or 6 cubits. There was no breath from his nostrils. Take 65, 66 translation. Each of his arms and legs had become 3 cubits long. Only skin connected the separated joints. The Lord's body temperature indicating life was very low. All the joints in his arms, legs, neck, and waist were separated at least 6 inches. Take 67 translation. It appeared that only skin covered his elongated joints. Seeing the Lord's condition, all the devotees were very unhappy. Take 68 translation. They almost died when they saw Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu with his mouth full of saliva and foam and his eyes turned upwards. Take 69 translation. When they saw this, Swarup Damodar Goswami and all other devotees began to chant the holy name of Krishna very loudly into Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's ears. Take 70 translation. After they had chanted in this way for a long time, the holy name of Krishna entered the heart of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu and he suddenly rose with a loud shout of Haribol. Text 71 translation. As soon as Lord returned to external consciousness, all his joints contracted and his entire body returned to normal. Text 72 translation. Srila Raghunātha Gosvāmī had described these pastimes elaborately in his book Gauranga Sattva Kalpa Fiction. Text 73 translation. In the house of Kashi Mishra, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu would sometimes be greatly aggrieved, feeling separation from Krishna. The joints of his transcendental body slackened, and his arms and legs would become elongated. Rolling on the ground, the Lord would cry out in distress in a faltering voice and weep very sorrowfully. The appearance of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, awakening in my heart, maddens me. Purport. This verse is Gauranga Sattva Kalpa Vriksha for text 74 translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was very much astonished to find himself in front of the Simhadwara. He asked Swarup Damodar Goswami, "Where am I? What am I doing here?" Text 75 translation. Swarup Damodar said, "My dear Lord, please get up. Let us go to your place. There I shall tell you everything that has happened." Text 76 translation. Thus all the devotees supporting Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu took him back to his residence. Then they all described to him what had happened. Text 77 translation. Hearing the description of his condition, while he had lain near the Simhadwara, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was very much astonished. He said, "I do not remember any of these things." Text 78 translation. All I can remember is that I saw my Krishna, but only for an instant. He appeared before me and then, like lightning, immediately disappeared. 79 translation. Just then, everyone heard the blowing of conch shell at Jagadānanda temple. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu immediately took his bath and went to see Lord Jagadānanda. Text 80 translation. Thus I have described the uncommon pastimes. Would you like to do 20 minutes? Transformations of the body of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. When people hear about this, they are very much astonished. Text 81 translation. No one has witnessed such bodily changes elsewhere, nor has anyone read of them in the revealed scriptures. Yet Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the supreme sannyasi, exhibited these ecstatic symptoms. Text 82 translation. These ecstasies are not described in the Shastras and they are not inconceivable to common men. Therefore, people in general do not believe in them. Text 83 translation. Raghunath Das Gosvāmī lived continuously with Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. I am simply recording whatever I have heard from him. Although common men do not believe in these pastimes, I believe in them totally. Text 84, translation. One day, while Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was going to the sea to bathe, he suddenly saw a sand dune named Jagadānanda. Text 85, translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu mistook the sand dune for Govardhan Hill and ran towards it. Text 86, translation. Lord Chaitanya said, of all devotees, this Govardhan Hill is the best. Oh, my friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balram as well as their calves, cows-covered friends with all kinds of necessities, water for drinking, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. In this way, the hill offers respect to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balram, Govardhan Hill appears very jubilant. But this quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 20, and 18. It was spoken by the gopis when Lord Krishna and Balram entered the forest in the autumn. The gopis spoke among themselves and glorified Krishna and Balram for their pastimes. Text 87, translation. Reciting this verse, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ran towards the sand dune as fast as the wind. Govinda ran after him, but he could not approach him. Text 88, translation. First, one devotee shouted loudly, and then a tumultuous uproar arose as all devotees stood up and began to run after the Lord. Text 89, translation. Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī, Jagadānanda Pandit, Gadadhar Pandit, Ramai, Dandai, and Shankara Pandit are some of the devotees who ran after Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 90, translation. Paramananda Puri and Brahmananda Bharati also went towards the beach, and Bhagwan Acharya, who was late, followed them very soon. Text 91, translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was running with the speed of the wind, but he suddenly became stunned in ecstasy and lost all strength to proceed further. Text 92, translation. The flesh at each of his pores erupted with pimples, and his bodily hair, standing on end, appeared like kadamba flowers. Text 93, translation. Blood and perspiration flowed incessantly from every pore of his body, and he could not speak a word, but simply produced a gargling sound within his throat. Text 94, translation. His entire body faded to the color of white conch shell, and then he began to quiver like the waves in the ocean. Text 96, translation. While quivering in this way, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu fell down on the ground. Then Govinda approached him. Text 97, translation. Govinda sprinkled water from a karanga pot all over the Lord's body, and then taking his own outer garment, he began to fan Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 98. When Swarup Damodar and other devotees reached the spot and saw the condition of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, they began to cry. Text 99. All kinds of transcendental transformations were visible in the Lord's body. All devotees were struck with wonder to see such a sight. Purport. The ecstatic symptoms are the state of being stunned, perspiration, standing of bodily hairs on end, faltering of the voice, trembling, fading of the body's color, tears, and devastation. Text 100, translation. The devotees loudly chanted the Hare Krishna mantra near Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu and washed his body with cold water. Text 101. After the devotees had been chanting for a long time, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly stood up and shouted, Hari Ho. Text 102. When Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu stood up, all the Vaishnavas loudly chanted Hari Hari in great jubilation. The auspicious sound filled the air in all directions. Text 103, translation. Astonished, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu stood up and began looking here and there, trying to see something, but he could not catch sight of it. Text 104, translation. When Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu saw all the Vaishnavas, he returned to partial external consciousness and spoke to Swarup Damodar. Text 105, translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Who has brought me here from Govardhan Hill? I am seeking Lord Krishna's pastimes, seeing Lord Krishna's pastimes, but now I cannot see them." Text 106, translation. Today I went from here to Govardhan Hill to find out if Krishna was tending his cows there. Text 107, translation. I saw Lord Krishna climbing Govardhan Hill and playing his flute, surrounded on all sides by grazing cows. Text 108, translation. Hearing the vibration of Krishna's flute, Srimati Radharani and all her Guru friends came there to meet him. They were all very nicely dressed. 109, translation. When Krishna and Srimati Radharani entered a cave together, the other gopis asked me to pick some flowers. Text 110. Just then, all of you made a tumultuous sound and carried me from there to this cave. Text 111. Why have you brought me here, causing me unnecessary pain? I had a chance to see Krishna's pastimes, but I could not see them. Text 112, translation. Saying this, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu began to weep. When all the Vaishnavas saw the Lord's condition, they also wept. Text 113, translation. At that time, Paramananda Puri and Brahmananda Bharati arrived. Seeing them, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu became somewhat respectful. Text 114. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu returned to complete external consciousness and immediately offered prayers to them. Then these two elderly gentlemen both embraced the Lord with loving affection. Text 115, translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said to Puri Gosvāmī and Brahmananda Bharati, "Why have the two of you come so far?" Puri Gosvāmī replied, "Just to see you dancing." Text 116, translation. When we heard this, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu felt somewhat ashamed. Then he went to bathe in the sea with all the Vaishnavas. After bathing in the sea, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his residence with all the devotees. Then they all lunched on the remnants of the food offered to Lord Jagadānanda. Text 118, translation. In this book, Gauranga's-tava Kalpavriksha, Raghunātha's Gosvāmī has very vividly described Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime of running towards the Chataka Parvata sand dune. 120, translation. Near Jagannath Puri is a great sand dune known as Chataka Parvata. Seeing that hill, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, I shall go to the land of Raja to see Govardhan Hill." Then he began running madly towards it, and all the Vaishnavas ran after him. This scene awakens in my heart and maddens me. This verse is Gauranga's-tava Kalpavriksha 8. Text 112, translation. Who can properly describe all the uncommon pastimes of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu? They are all simply his play. Text 122, translation. I have briefly described them just to give an indication of his transcendental pastimes. Nevertheless, anyone who hears this will certainly attain the shelter of Lord Krishna's lotus feet. Text 123, translation. Praying at the lotus feet of Śrī Rupa and Śrī Raghunātha, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Śrī Caitanya caritāmṛta, following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purports to Śrī Caitanya caritāmṛta, Anthya lila, 14th chapter, describing Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental ecstatic emotions and his mistaking Chataka Parvata for Govardhan Hill. Text 15, translation. The ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna is very difficult to understand, even for such demigods as Lord Brahma. By enacting his pastime, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu submerged himself in that ocean, and his heart was absorbed in that love. Thus he exhibited in various ways the exalted position of transcendental love for Krishna. Text 2, translation. All glories to Śrī Krishna Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of God, and all glories to Lord Nityananda, whose body is always filled with transcendental bliss. Text 3, translation. All glories to Śrī Advaita Acharya, who is very dear to Lord Chaitanya, and all glories to all devotees of the Lord, headed by Srivas Thakur. Text full translation. Thus, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu forgot himself throughout the entire day and night, being merged in an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna. Text 5 translation. The Lord would maintain himself in 3 states of consciousness. Sometimes he merged totally in ecstatic emotion. Sometimes he was in partial external consciousness. Sometimes he was in full external consciousness. Text 6 translation. Actually, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was always merged in ecstatic emotion. But just as a potter's wheel turns without the potters touching it, the Lord's bodily activities like bathing, going to the temple to see Lord Jagannath, and taking lunch went on automatically. Text 7 translation. One day, while Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was looking at Lord Jagannath in the temple, Lord Jagannath appeared to be personally Shri Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Text 8 translation. When Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu realized Lord Jagannath to be Krishna himself, Lord Chaitanya's 5 senses immediately became absorbed in his attraction for the 5 attributes of Lord Krishna. Sri Krishna's beauty attracted the eyes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna's singing and vibration of his flute attracted the Lord's ears. The transcendental fragrance of Krishna's lotus feet attracted his nostrils. Krishna's transcendental sweetness attracted his tongue. Krishna's bodily touch attracted the Lord's sensation of touch. Thus, each of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's 5 senses was attracted by one of the 5 attributes of Lord Krishna. Text 9 translation. Just as in a tug of war, the single mind of Lord Chaitanya was attracted in 5 directions by 5 transcendental attributes of Lord Krishna. Thus, the Lord became unconscious. Text 10 translation. Just then, the Uppala Bhoga ceremony of Lord Jagannath concluded, and the devotees who had accompanied Lord Chaitanya to the temple took him back home. Text 11 translation. That night, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was attended by Swarup Damodar Gosvāmī and Ramananda Rai. Keeping his hands around their neck, the Lord began to lament. Text 12 translation. When Srimati Radharani was very much agitated due to feeling great separation from Krishna, she spoke a verse to Vishakha, explaining the cause of great anxiety and restlessness. Text 13 translation. Reciting that verse, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu expressed his burning emotions. Then with great lamentation, he expressed the verse to Shri Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai. Text 14 translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, though the hearts of the gopis are like high standing hills, and they are inundated by the waves of nectarian ocean of Krishna's beauty, his sweet voice enters their ears and gives them transcendental bliss. The touch of his body is cooler than millions and millions of moons together, and the nectar of his bodily fragrance overfloods the entire world. O my dear friend, that Krishna, who is the son of Nanda Maharaj and whose lips are exactly like nectar, is attracting my 5 senses by force. This verse is found in Govinda Lila by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj. Would you like to read? Yeah, so it's just English, so you have to read translation, proper translation. For 15 minutes, will you read? This is Chaitanya Charitamrita. So today is Lord Gauranga's appearance. It is his. It's about him.
Text 15 translation. Lord Sri Krishna's beauty, the sound of his words and the vibration of his flute, his touch, his fragrance, and the taste of his lips are full of an indescribable sweetness. When all these features attract my 5 senses at once, my senses all ride together on the single horse of my mind, but want to go in 5 different directions. Text 16 translation. O my dear friend, please hear the cause of my misery. My 5 senses are actually extravagant rogues. They know very well that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they still want to plunder Krishna's property. Text 17 translation. My mind is just like a single horse being ridden by the 5 senses of perception, headed by sight. Each of my senses wants to ride that horse, and thus they pull my mind in 5 directions simultaneously. In what direction will it go? If they all pull at one time, certainly the horse will lose its life. How can I tolerate this atrocity? Text 18 translation. My dear friend, if you say, just try to control your senses, what shall I say? I cannot become angry at my senses. Is it their fault? Krishna's beauty, sound, touch, fragrance, and taste are by nature extremely attractive. These 5 features are attracting my senses, and each wants to drag my mind in a different direction. In this way, the life of my mind is in great danger, just like a horse ridden in 5 directions at once. Thus, I am also in danger of dying. Text 19 translation. The consciousness of each woman within the 3 worlds is certainly like a high hill, but the sweetness of Krishna's beauty is like an ocean. Even a drop of water from that ocean can flood the entire world and submerge all the high hills of consciousness. Text 20 translation. The sweetness of Krishna's joking words plays indescribable havoc with the hearts of all women. His words bind a woman's ear to the qualities of their sweetness. Thus, there is a tug of war, and the life of the ear departs. Text 21 translation. Krishna's transcendental body is so cool that it cannot be compared even to sandalwood pulp or to millions upon millions of moons. Expertly attracts the breasts of all women which resemble high hills. Indeed, the transcendental body of Krishna attracts the minds of all women within the 3 worlds. Text 22 translation. The fragrance of Krishna's body is more maddening than the aroma of musk, and it surpasses the fragrance of the bluish lotus flower. It enters the nostrils of all the women of the world, and making a nest there, thus attracts them. Text 23 translation. Krishna's lips are so sweet when combined with the camphor of his gentle smile that they attract the minds of all women, forcing them to give up all other attractions. If the sweetness of Krishna's smile is unobtainable, great mental difficulties and lamentation result. That sweetness is the only wealth of the gopis of Vrindavan. Text 24 translation. After speaking in this way, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu caught hold of the necks of Ramanand Rai and Swarupa Damodar. Then the Lord said, My dear friends, please listen to me. What shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I go to get Krishna? Please, both of you tell me how I can find him. Text 25 translation. Thus, absorbed in transcendental pain, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu lamented day after day in the company of Swarupa Damodar Gosvāmī and Ramanand Rai. Text 26 translation. To enhance the ecstatic mood of the Lord, Swarupa Damodar Gosvāmī would sing appropriate songs and Ramanand Rai would recite suitable verses. In this way, they were able to pacify him. Text 27 translation. The Lord especially liked to hear Bil Vamangal Thakur's Krishna caritāmṛta, the poetry of Vidyapati and Śrī Gita Govinda by Jayadeva Gosvāmī. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu felt great pleasure in his heart when his associates chanted verses and sang songs from these books. Text 28 translation. One day, while going to the beach by the sea, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu suddenly saw a flower garden. Lord Chaitanya mistook that garden for Vrindavan and very quickly entered it. Absorbed in ecstatic love of Krishna, he wandered through the garden searching for him. Text 30 translation. After Krishna disappeared with Radharani during the Ras dance, the gopis wandered in the forest looking for him. In the same way, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu wandered in that garden by the sea. Text 31 translation. Absorbed in the ecstatic mood of the gopis, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu wandered here and there. He began to inquire after Krishna by quoting verses to all the trees and creepers. Text 32 translation. O Cuta tree, Priyala tree, Panasa, Asana, and O Jambu tree, O Arka tree, O Bale, Bakula, and Mango, O Kadam tree, O Nipa tree, and all other trees living on the bank of the Yamuna, for the welfare of others, please let us know where Krishna has gone. We have lost our minds and are almost dead. Text 33 translation. O all auspicious Tulsi plant, you are very dear to Govinda's lotus feet, and he is very dear to you. Have you seen Krishna walking here wearing a garland of your leaves, surrounded by a swarm of bumblebees? Text 34 translation. O plants of Malati flowers, Malika flowers, Jati and Yutika flowers, have you seen Krishna passing this way, touching you with his hand to give you pleasure? Text 35 translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu continued, O mango tree, O jackfruit tree, O piyala, jambu and kovidara trees, you are all inhabitants of a holy place. Therefore, kindly act for the welfare of others. Text 36 translation. Have you seen Krishna coming this way? Kindly tell us which way he has gone and save our lives. Text 37 translation. When the trees did not reply, the gopis guessed, since all the trees belong to the male class, all of them must be friends of Krishna. Text 38 translation. Why should the trees tell us where Krishna has gone? Let us rather inquire from the creepers. They are female and are therefore like friends to us. Text 39 translation. They will certainly tell us where Krishna has gone, since they have him personally. Guessing in this way, the gopis inquired from the plants and creepers headed by Tulsi. Text 40 translation. O Tulsi, O Malati, O Yuthi, Madhavi, and Malika, Krishna is very dear to you. Therefore, he must have come near you. Text 41 translation. You are all just like dear friends to us. Kindly tell us which way Krishna has gone and save our lives. Text 42 translation. When they still received no reply, the gopis thought, these plants are all Krishna's maidservants, and out of fear, they will not speak to us. Text 43. The gopis then came upon a group of she-deer, smelling the aroma of Krishna's body and seeing the faces of the deer, the gopis inquired from them to ascertain if Krishna was nearby. Text 44 translation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, O wife of the deer, Lord Krishna has been embracing his beloved, and thus the kunkuma powder of a raised breast has covered his garland of kunda flowers. The fragrance of this garland is flowing here. O my dear friend, have you seen Krishna passing this way with his dearmost companion, increasing the pleasure of the eyes of all of you? Text 45 translation. O dear Lord, Sri Krishna is always very pleased to give you pleasure. Kindly inform us whether he passed this way in the company of Srimati Radharani. We think they must certainly have come this way. Text 46 translation. We are not outsiders. Being very dear friends of Srimati Radharani, we can perceive the bodily fragrance of Krishna from a distance. Text 47 translation. Krishna has been embracing Srimati Radharani, and the kumkum powder on the breast has mixed with the garland of kunda flowers decorating his body. The fragrance of the garland has scented the entire atmosphere. Text 48 translation. Lord Krishna has left this place, and therefore the deer are feeling separation. They do not hear our words, therefore, how can they reply? Text 49 translation. The gopis then came upon many trees so laden with fruits and flowers that their branches were bent down to the ground. Text 50. The gopis thought that because all the trees must have seen Krishna pass by, they were offering respectful obeisances to him. To be certain, the gopis inquired from the trees. Text 51 translation. Lord Chaitanya continued, O trees, kindly tell us whether Balrama's younger brother Krishna welcomed your obeisances with loving glances as he passed this way, resting one hand on the shoulder of Srimati Radharani, holding a lotus flower in the other, and being followed by a swarm of bumblebees maddened by the fragrance of tulsi flowers. Text 52 translation. To stop the bumblebees from landing on the face of his beloved, he whisked them away with the lotus flower in his hand, and thus his mind was slightly diverted. Text 53. Did he or did he not pay attention while you offered him obeisances? Kindly give evidence supporting your words. Text 54. Separation from Krishna has made these servants very unhappy. Having lost consciousness, how can they answer us? Text 55. Saying this, the gopis stepped onto the beach by the Yamuna river. There they saw Lord Krishna beneath a kadamb tree. Text 56. Standing there with his flute to his lips, Krishna, who enchants millions upon millions of cupids, attracted the eyes and minds of all the world with his unlimited beauty. Text 57. When Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu saw the transcendental beauty of Krishna, he fell down on the ground unconscious. At that time, all the devotees, headed by Swarupa Damodar Gosvāmī, joined him in the garden. Text 58. Just as before, they saw all the symptoms of transcendental ecstatic love manifested in the body of Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Although externally he appeared bewildered, he was tasting transcendental bliss within. Text 59. Once again, all the devotees brought Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu back to consciousness by a concerted effort. Then the Lord got up and began wandering here and there, looking all around.
You can read till 3 or 5 because the Kirtanya is running a little late. You can read, go over for 5 minutes.
Text 60. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Where has my Krishna gone? I saw him just now, and his beauty has captivated my eyes and mind." Text 61. Why can't I again see Krishna holding his flute to his lips? My eyes are wandering in hopes of seeing him once more. Text 62. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu then recited the following verse, which was spoken by Srimati Radharani to her dear friend Vishakha. Text 63. My dear friend, the luster of Krishna's body is more brilliant than that of a newly formed cloud, and his yellow dress is more attractive than newly arrived lightning. A peacock feather decorates his head, and on his neck hangs a lovely necklace of brilliant pearls. As he holds his charming flute to his lips, his face looks as beautiful as the full autumn moon. By such beauty, Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, is increasing the desire of my eyes to see him. Text 64. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, Shri Krishna's complexion is as polished as powdered eye ointment. It surpasses the beauty of a newly formed cloud and is softer than a blue lotus flower. Indeed, his complexion is so pleasing that it attracts the eyes and minds of everyone, and it is so powerful that it defies all comparison. Text 65. My dear friend, please tell me, what should I do? Krishna is as attractive as a wonderful cloud, and my eyes are just like pitaka birds which are dying of thirst because they do not see such a cloud. Text 66. Krishna's yellow garments look exactly like restless lightning in the sky, and the pearl necklace on his neck appears like a line of herons flying below a cloud. Both the peacock feather on his head and his Vijayanti garland, containing flowers of 5 colors, resemble rainbows. Text 67. The luster of Krishna's body is as beautiful as the glow of a spotless full moon that has just risen, and the vibration of his flute sounds exactly like the sweet thundering of a newly formed cloud. When the peacocks in Vrindavan hear the vibration, they all begin to dance. Text 68. The cloud of Krishna's pastimes is drenching the 14 worlds with a shower of nectar. Unfortunately, when that cloud appeared, a whirlwind arose and blew it away from me. Being unable to see the cloud, the Kataka bird of my eyes is almost dead from thirst. Text 69. In a faltering voice, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu again said, Alas, go on reciting, Rama Rai. Thus, Ramanand Rai began to recite a verse. While listening to this verse, the Lord was sometimes very jubilant and sometimes overcome by lamentation. Afterwards, the Lord personally explained the verse. Text 70. Dear Krishna, by seeing your beautiful face decorated with tresses of hair, by seeing the beauty of your earrings falling on your cheeks, and by seeing the nectar of your lips, the beauty of your smiling glances, your 2 arms which assure complete fearlessness, and your broad chest, whose beauty arouses conjugal attraction, we have simply surrendered ourselves to becoming your maidservants. Text 71. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, after conquering the moon and the lotus flower, Krishna wished to capture the doe-like gopis. Thus, he spread the nose of his beautiful face, and within that nose, he placed the bait of his sweet smile to misguide the gopis. The gopis fell prey to the trap and became Krishna's maidservants, giving up their homes, families, husbands, and prestige. Text